Ugh, who would be texting me? I'm trying to nap here. Groggily and more than somewhat irritated, I hit around for my phone. Finally, my fingers feeling like ice cubes hit the surprisingly warm phone screen stashed under the cat pillow beneath my head. Still not in my full senses, I pull the phone out from underneath my head, opening my still closed eyes. I look at the dark screen in my hands. It is sweet Ellie, caring and comforting. I quickly unlock my phone screen and click on the message. 5 words stare back at me from the now ominous screen. Do you know about Sabrina? My stomach immediately clenched tight as my heart dropped. I quickly typed back asking what had happened. And then those 3 dreaded words stared back at me from a screen that I no longer wanted to be looking at. She committed suicide. Those words were like burning stabs to my chest. Being ever logical, I immediately asked for confirmation that it was my Sabrina, not some other Sabrina that had gone to the same school. So as Ellie texted her friend to confirm with our mutual friend Skylar that it was really her, I rushed to my laptop to do my own research. I hoped to find an article of some sorts that would either confirm or disaffirm what I dreaded. Frantically, I searched every possible headline I could think of. Nothing. Still, I continued to search until I found one single obituary. Her obituary. It barely had enough information to identify her by. There wasn't even a picture to confirm the identity. But there, plain as day, was her full name, Serena Randall Thomas. Age 16, birth date September 15th, 2002, date of death October 8th, 2018. She was only 16 years old. The only other words on her obituary were those confirming that her funeral would be held on October 11th, 2018, 3 days after her death, nearly 2 months after her 16th birthday, a funeral I hadn't been able to attend when it took place a month prior to this night. Da-da-ding! My phone notification went off, and I picked it up only for Ellie to be giving me the confirmation that I had just found out for myself. Sabrina, depressed for a long time, had done what we both had constantly talked about doing. The only difference is she finally pulled the trigger. It would be another month and a half until I figured out how she had done it, how literal that metaphorical trigger would turn out to be. She was a gunman planning her own demise. I felt a surprisingly calmness, a numbness, as I slowly and very stoically walked through the kitchen to the old beat-up recliner with its footrest bent out of shape that my mother was sitting in. With my entire family sitting there, I unemotionally uttered the words for the first time. Sabrina committed suicide. My mom's face immediately fell. Everyone looked at me. They wanted to know exactly what had happened. I relayed all of my limited intel, informing my brother, David, that it meant one of his classmates, his friends, had, unbeknownst to anyone, just recently lost his sister. Then, as I left my brother to reflect on this tidbit of knowledge, I dazedly meandered my way back through the kitchen to the dining room, where I, while texting Isaac and Bex that they would know, began to reflect on all that had happened between Sabrina and I. With David following, not far behind me, the memories began to leap about in my head. The memories most center stage were, unsurprisingly, the memories of our rapid decline in friendship at the end of 8th grade. Memories that now made me feel a sense of sadness and guilt, rather than the anger and pain I'd once associated them with. Despite knowing that there is nothing I, personally, could have done to stop her, I still couldn't help but feel all of the emotions associated with guilt. Guilt of a friendship lost, guilt of not being there when she needed me most, guilt of not being able to save her. But there was no way for me to save her, no matter how hard I might have tried. I would just have to learn to live knowing that she was no longer breathing. The hardest part would turn out to be knowing how many things I would get to experience that she never would. In the moment of desperation, where you feel like dying, it's hard to realize all of the reasons that you have left for living. All you can see and feel is that desire to die. But if you get past that desire, hopefully you are able to recognize all of the reasons left to live. Even the smallest reasons are a reason to live. When someone takes their own life, it is often those small things that you think about. Small things that they should have lived for, like being able to read the latest book in a series they loved, or taking care of their pet snake. Serena's death has reminded me of the preciousness of the little things in life. Every life is worth living, even if the only reasons you find are the little ones.